I'd like to call to order the town board meeting. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Here.
Trustee Holmes?
Here.
Trustee Frierson?
Here.
Trustee McDowell?
Here.
Supervisor Neal?
And here. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Bremner, would you mind leading us?
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Are there any agenda changes tonight? Hearing none. I move that we open the public hearing for the purpose of the budget and appropriation ordinance. Are you ready, clerk? Good. So we now are open for the public hearing. Are there any comments, questions, concerns about the budget for 2024 to 2025?
Oh, I thought that was why we had a meeting last week. The town hall.
No, that was the annual town meeting looking at the last year.
Oh, okay.
Tonight, we're looking at the next year, but thank you for that clarification. We have a separate meeting for each. Are there any comments, concerns, questions? Hearing none, I move that we close the public hearing. Do we need a motion for that? Senator?
Yes.
Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Maybe open it and close it? Motion, is there a
Open
second?
and close it. Second.
A motion, a second, discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson? Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Supervisor Neal?
Aye. Item number 6, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 19th, 2024 at 6:00 p.m. You received minutes in your packet, but Trustee Frierson pointed out a couple of things that were incorrect, and then I went through and read it, and there were a number of things that I wanted to highlight, and so I'm just sharing with you. In front of you, you should have the recommended minutes to be approved with corrections. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion, a second by Trustee Holmes. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson? Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Supervisor Neal?
Aye.
Caught me off guard there, and just changed it up.
That's my way. Shuffle.
Guess I gotta be on my toes.
You better be ready.
Had my mouth already.
Oh, okay. Item 7, are there any citizens' comments this evening? Going once, going twice, everybody's good? Okay. We'll move on to the authorization of bills for payment for March. Trustee Fisher.
Yeah, after conversation with the supervisor and with the assessor earlier this week, I asked approval of payment of bills in the amount of $86,719.32.
Is there a second? Second. Discussion. Oh, yeah.
Did we make notation of the update for the change of the expenses from the township fund?
Nope.
Instead of 66018, that should be 66081.15.
66081.
Zero.
Superimposed.
Yes.
You got that, clerk?
Yes.
Pro temp? Thank you. Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson? Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Supervisor Neal?
Aye. Next item is consider approval of the 2024-2025 Zion Township budget. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Ready, Sandra, for all Richard's questions? Right, No, he'll. Do you want to turn your microphone up?
Let's see. So we'll just cover the overage for publishing and advertising or marketing for this year.
This year we paid, or we had expenses for, some items for the festival that weren't, budgeted for, due to, approval of the grant from the city. And, so we, Zion Township paid, ahead of time and then got reimbursed for those items. And also Zion Township paid Anton's for the zinnia flats.
Okay.
And those are 100% reimbursed.
Okay. And then directly connected to the budget, so we have 44,000 for publishing and advertising. Can you talk a little bit about what's in that breakdown and why that number would be 44,000?
Looking ahead for, covering any expenses that come up due to having to pay before we're able to put in for the, payment from the grant. This year, we are budgeting for those items, and we are also, budgeting for the zinnia flats for the next year, to cover anything that we are over for this year.
Okay, so it's a look ahead, but we look to be reimbursed by,
Yes, 100%.
we're talking the Cedar grant or
The
which grant?
city grant,
Right, the, what do you call it, the hotel motel tax grant for the marketing for the Zinnia Monarch Festival.
Got
and
it.
then all flats are reimbursed by residents.
Okay, so we're talking 10 from hotel motel or, okay. And then I was looking at the 20,000 for birthday cards. It didn't really track with what we had for year-to-date budget for this fiscal year, so I was just wondering what that difference was attributed to.
So is it under the same column for, Red Hat trips? I believe that's what
Mm-hmm.
the 20,000 was budgeted for, or, for this coming budget, year.
Okay,
And that's for Red Hat trips, and that, all but 500 will be reimbursed by the Red Hatters.
and through the Red Hatters and through the senior program, how many seniors are we serving with that, just roughly?
So right now, I think we've got 42 Red Hatters that are signed up.
Okay,
And then for birthday cards, we sent out over 1,000, I think. Oh, it's in the annual report, actually. I can tell you exactly how many birthday cards we gave out this year. Let's see, senior birthday cards was 1,012 seniors that got birthday cards.
thank you.
As long as we
And
brought
let
them.
me also add, this year, we also, in-house created the, birthday cards.
All right, I actually brought them, and I'm gonna share that in my report.
Awesome. Thank you. That's
That's
it
it.
for me.
Cool, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, is the, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Supervisor Neal?
Aye. Okay, so moving on. Next item is America in Bloom Next Steps discussion. So just to share with you, one of the cool benefits we already got was they actually shipped us, 72 of 3 different kinds of perennials, Salvia nepella, which I guess this is some form of catnip, and lavender plants. And so they sent us the flats of the plugs, and Anton's Greenhouse actually received them for us. And so one of the board members of the Park District, Cheryl McGarrett, went up and helped me to pot them all. And so they're just charging us for the dirt and the plastic pots. They're not charging us to actually grow them for us or anything, so it was a really good partnership. So we really appreciate that. And so the team that will be coming out to assess our community will be coming out July 22nd and 23rd and 24th, that Tuesday and Wednesday of that week. and so I'm working with the Park District, and I'm waiting to connect with David Nabel with somebody on the city team to do the comprehensive community profile. And then they come out and they spend a couple of days going through the whole community, and I'll be hoping to have some kind of a reception here for them to be able to give the report to everybody so that we can hear what they have to say before they leave town. So I'm really excited. It's actually the president of American Bloom that's coming out, and the associate he's got coming with her, her name is Teresa Woodard. She's a national gardening expert and author, and it's pretty cool. So it should be interesting. So really hoping that this is a big boost for our community. So the next item I wanted to just share, so I had somebody drop off and wanted to meet with me, this community solar, Illinois Solar for All. He's the field sales representative, and I was just curious, I don't know from the city side, what the conversation is around solar energy, and I wasn't sure. I was actually, instead of not being sure, I was wondering if the township building could be a building that we could use as a test site for the right solar company to actually see how it plays out, unless any of you guys have done it on your homes, or just kind of curious what your experience has been, what your thoughts are around these organizations that are coming in and trying to sell.
Proceeding with caution, I guess. So we did approve the old landfill. So they have, I believe, actually both sides of that now. I forget the name of the company, but they've been trying to bring that in for probably about 3 or 4 years now. We had someone else approach the Planning and Zoning Board. They wanted to put in a solar farm at the vacant subdivision, I guess that was the phase that was never built by Cypress. But it wasn't a location that Planning and Zoning really found viable at this time. Not sure if that's the highest form of use for that. So I guess I'm saying all that to say we are interested with the right location. I think there are a lot of benefits that can come back to the community.
So you're talking about massive, sites, right, for doing solar farms?
Those are the ones that have approached the city so far. They've been the larger projects, because it needs to be large enough for them to generate enough to make the project feasible for them. That one, they had actually moved pretty far along as far as their planning and some of the approvals from ComEd.
What's the Cypress site?
This is the Cypress site, yeah, correct. And so I'm not sure exactly how that would supplement the solar farm that's going in at the landfill. So short answer is yes, interested, but proceeding with caution.
I'm looking for, right now I can't find it, but ComEd has a program for community solar. So, not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but it's based on some of the larger projects that are in this area. So tapping that and getting a credit on your bill if you subscribe to their solar service.
Have any of you
So
looked into it?
that's not mounting those solar panels on your house.
Right.
That's using a community-based solar project.
Have any of you looked at putting solar in your house?
I've seen quite a few go up, but I haven't looked
On
into it
some
myself.
really steep roofs too. I'm surprised that they can go on.
Yeah, we've had a few variances that have been approved, so people could get them on the front of the house, just because of where the assessment was on them to be able to get enough energy to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, just kind of opening up if there was ever an opportunity and this would be valuable to put, the solar panels on the township building and be able to see, how much value it brings for residents, so that we can be a testimonial or a warning, one or the other, so as we get more comfortable with the So, and then, as long as we're talking about that, so I had a couple of people call me and their electric bill went through the roof. Have you guys noticed that or gotten any other complaints? Because we still have the contract with the city. I mean, the city has the contract. Yours went up $100? Yeah,
$104, mine went up, and I called them, and they said that they were
say why it went up so much?
Partly because of they're only doing, they're taking 3 months back instead of 6, and it was on,
Your winter
the
months.
coldest months, where you're using the heat.
The electric
I
heat.
mean, yeah.
So what I would be curious to find out is if the rate changed or somehow there was a change on your bill as far as the supplier. So as long as none of that changed and it's really just a matter of them amortizing over that shorter period, then that would make sense, and like you said, it should go down.
That's what they explained to me when I called, because that was a big chunk,
Mm-hmm.
If you use their online site, it should show you the difference in your bill. They've been pretty good about, being able to compare one to the other, and it'll give you a reason on why it changed. So, in addition
that's
to
good to
what
know.
you're saying, if there's anything else out there.
So when people call and complain, the questions we should ask is that, was there a change in their rate or their supplier? Check that first and see what the actual difference is.
Yep.
Okay, because we've had a few.
Or direct them to call ComEd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, so the confusion was because they send out that letter saying that the city negotiates the rate for everybody.
yeah.
So then when the rate went up, it was like, what did the city negotiate?
Well, and that's the
that-
thing, if someone opted out,
If you subscribe
Yeah,
to
it
right?
Well,
depends
no,
on
but
if
you-
they opted out of,
Unless they opted out,
if they opted out of the aggregation,
right,
then,
that's different,
Right.
that's something different.
right, yeah, it sounded like the couple of people that I talked to didn't, they just went with what the city did, and that's why they were like, what'd the city do?
I stick with what the city does too.
What, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so cool, awesome. So just as planting a seed, just in case that ever is an opportunity, but I will definitely pass that on to Nayeli with when people call to have those ideas. Cool. Item 12, CJA grant update. Sandra, you wanna share?
12 is Illinois funds.
What? Oh, oops, I have the old agenda. Okay, number 12, Illinois funds. So, I've been bringing this up a little bit. Richard and I talked about it quite a while ago. Chris and I talked about it. I think Colette and I started to hash it out a little bit, and so then I reached out to, or I had Sandra reach out to Illinois funds, and I think they're at like 5%, and it feels negligent to not have as much money as we can in that fund, and so I'm hoping to get everybody's approval that we can move forward to work with Illinois funds to be able to transfer as much of our money that's in savings into the Illinois funds.
Can you refresh me on this one? This is,
Illinois funds is the only investment
This
account
is-
that we're
okay.
allowed to put money into.
okay,
And at one point, we actually got more at the bank than what we did from them, so we had pulled it out, but we hadn't looked at it in a while. So, yeah, I would like to be able to take advantage of any added income we can get with that. And so I'm hoping to get a motion to be able to do that.
do we have any estimates on that?
What kind of estimate would you like?
Of what we're moving, and then you said the rate was 5%?
Yeah, it was,
So as of, the 10th, it was 5.412%. So they have daily rates.
mhm.
Okay.
And just the whole month of April, as of up to the 10th, it's been over, for 5.4.
My thought was that if we got the approval, then I would work with Nathan, our accountant,
Mhm.
and have him make a recommendation as to what was the safest amount to be able to transfer in there.
So moved.
Well, we've got a motion,
Second.
motion second, any other discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Supervisor Neal?
Aye. And just thank you, Sandra, for hustling on that. I actually realized this on Friday, and so she hustled working with Cheryl and Sonalito to make sure it could get added to the agenda, so, thank you. Okay, next item is CJA grant update. Sandra?
So, we just received our check.
Right? We're the first one of all the taxing bodies to get our check.
So,
And so-
we are getting ready to submit for our second round, and at the end of this month. And then from there, the period runs from July 1st of last year till June of this year, but we will reach the maximum probably at the not the end of this month, but the end of, June, no, the next report is the end of June, so, and then.
So this
we'll-
check was for 184-ish,
$184,000,
that's good.
yeah.
What do you mean the maximum?
So we have 243,981, and,
That we have allocated for us, but we have to send in receipts to be able to get it. Literally receipts. Sandra has had to send lists and lists of, it's amazing what she's had to do to get that money. But she has like been intentional and jumped through every single hoop that they needed, in the moment that they needed it, and, yeah.
it's really nice to check emails and respond right away.
Have they provided clarity on, what will be eligible expenses going forward, or is that ongoing?
So, because, the township is kind of like a cut and dry, we're for social services, our report will always look the same.
Okay.
So, since I already got approval for how they wanna report, it's the same format, just different items.
Nice.
Well, I think the taxing bodies should address this because it's really not a grant, it's a legislation. It's allocated money. So for us to have to jump through the hoops of collecting receipts and demonstrating what we're using the money for, I don't think that's the intent of the legislation.
And I know that Administrator Nabel met with Joyce Mason and everybody from DCEO and like trying to get some things changed, and I think it's gonna be a long, slow process to get it changed. But the other piece to that is that like I feel really uncomfortable trusting that we're gonna get that money every year, because I know that there's some other ideas around it and we're really not sure. So it's been very frustrating, because our initial, our intention was that we just wanted to lower taxes with it. That was all we wanted to do. And they have made it so impossible to be able to do that. So we're still hoping that, like, as things flush out, we'll be able to, like, turn that tide and make that a reality, but we shall see. Very frustrating, but yes, agreed. So, but we're very happy that we, like, actually got a check, and so.
Thank you for your due diligence.
Anytime.
She means that too.
True that.
Assessor Davis, your report.
Good evening. Again, that time of year again. Bills will be coming out, they'll be mailed out by the county, around May the 1st. First installment will be due around the first week of June, and the second installment.
Could you speak up just a little bit?
Oh, sorry.
Because
No, I don't have a mic. Just realized that, I don't have a mic.
Even if you could, they wouldn't hear it. That's just for the cameras.
Well, I said it's that time of year again. The property tax bills that will be coming out, will be mailed out by the county around the first part of May, or the 1st of May. And so you should get it in your mailbox within the next few days. And the first installment is due around the first week of June, and the second installment is due around the first week of September. Also, for anyone that is a veteran or has a disability, the letters went out to the residents at the end of around the 27th of March. So you should have gotten it just as a reminder for you to renew. You can renew online, or you can come in our office and we will do it for you. You have up until July 31st as the deadline to renew your annual exemption. We will be closed tomorrow because we will be joining the township for the Senior Resource Fair at the Zion Park District Leisure Center from 9 to 12. And we will be back here no later than 1 after breaking down and eating a little lunch. And so we look forward to seeing all of you at the Senior Resource Fair. And that's it. I didn't have much this month.
Did you want to say anything about your training last week?
Oh, yes.
Right.
Okay, so I'm still on information overload.
Yeah,
So we
right.
went to the state conference last week and, got a lot of information. I took a class and, on neighborhood analysis specifically, so, it's helping me to get a little more deeper dive into that realm, just to see, give me some options of, how I can look at these neighborhoods and stuff going forward. Also, we had a lot of breakout sessions, and so I learned a lot,
Excuse me.
some on, some of the topics were on tax policy, legislation, just the different things that are going on. I know one of the big topics was, about the senior freeze and the senior freeze exemption and the dollar amount for that. There are a lot of different counties that have seniors that are being affected, just like how I spoke about ours with the, increase that they got in Social Security, but then the income limitations for maximum of 65,000 as a household income. So I know there are some representatives all across the state that are looking to try to increase that, but apparently that's something that's been kind of ongoing, and so it's a debate about what that amount should be. Right now, it's at 65,000, and it is household income, not just the senior income, and so that's where the challenge is for some of the seniors, because if they have someone else living with them, they have to provide that information, that income, in order to, qualify. And so if you have a grandchild or a child that's living with you, maybe helping to take care of you, and they are working a full-time job, they're looking at their incomes, you have to provide tax returns. So, that was a big topic. Farms, which we really don't have much on farms, that was a big class. It's a lot more rural areas outside of Lake County, so that was a good topic for a lot of people. But overall, it was a very good conference, very informative, always meeting new people in the industry, which is always great, so you can have, relationships and you can, support each other and bounce ideas off each other and whine every now and then. But yeah, so looking forward to, pulling all that information out of my head and then bringing it to the township in our day-to-day work.
I had one senior that we all know and adore that their income went up $14 over the month. So they don't get this
Yes.
$14 because of the Social Security fund.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, one thing knocks out the other thing. So
Right.
we were in Grace's office actually, and I called Joyce Mason right then. I was like, okay, and she was like, oh my, and she just like lit up. She was like, I had some legislation and it got knocked out, but I'm back on the phone right now, so.
So is that a tax filing thing, and you can't have a tax filing that is over that amount?
Over $65,000.
Correct.
Okay.
If their income, I think that person may have just had their own income, but it's
Right.
Yeah,
everyone
if you
in the
got a
house.
grandkid that moves in with you
Mhm.
to take care of them, and I don't know many grandkids that are like actually including any, paying rent,
Right.
when they're staying with the grandparents, so then they have to absorb that.
Hmm.
Ooh, what is that saying? No good deed goes unpunished, right? It's like, get out my house.
Right.
Wow. Which just adds to the homeless situation, which, it's just this ripple effect.
Yeah.
Crazy. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Moving on, supervisor's report, let's see. So just to share, our awesome, business manager put together this, annual report. And just so you know, I will be coming to you for a job, I will be sharing with you a job title change for her, because she does way more than business manager, so that'll be coming up, but, really captured 2023, and I appreciate, because, like I said in the letter, that, like, time goes so fast, and we don't really capture everything that we're doing, and so when we have to stop and kind of take a look back of everything that went on, it's really helpful. And then the other thing I just wanted to share with you, so the journey of the birthday cards. Years ago, we had a partnership with with North Point Resources, and they made all of our birthday cards for us, and when they merged with the other organization, they moved out of town, they stopped doing them, and so we worked at having a relationship with Zion Benton Township High School, the ones that they keep in their program from 21 to 26 to help them transition out. But it didn't really work. So Sandra and Nayeli and I put our heads together trying to think of like, how could we maximize the birthday card? And I'm really proud of what they did. And so just, to make your year brighter, giving them like ways that they can be involved in the community, including attend the Senior Expo, which is tomorrow from 9 until noon for everybody. Plant zinnias in May, help to make the Zion the Zinnia capital, attend the Zinnia Monarch Festival, read the Zion Quarterly that comes in the mail, and check out awesome programs at the ZB Library. And so, two things that we want to add to, well, one of the things we want to add is awesome programs at the ZB Library and the Zion Park District. So we want to make sure we showcase that. And then on the back, you're never too old to make a difference. What small thing can you do today to impact your neighborhood or community? Smile, wave, plant zinnias, volunteer, thank someone for their service, introduce yourself to your neighbors. And so the other thing we want to change on this next year is to actually have it be both of us, have Colette and I, and have your team sign it too, so that it's coming from both of us. But really proud of this, and it made it so much easier because we were having a group of kids come in and do the stamping of it, and they didn't turn out the way we had hoped, and so to try and find a way to like really maximize one stamp. And I've shared this with you before. I actually had a senior call me and ask me if I knew how many years we've been doing this, and I told her I have literally no idea, and she said, I can tell you exactly how long. I said, how? And she said, because it's the only birthday card I've ever gotten, and I tape them all on my refrigerator, right? And so it was when she did that, it was shortly after that we had to cut our budget in half. And the board at the time was like, well, what if we get rid of this? And I threw down over that. I was like, you know what, if it costs us, $1 to think, and just so everybody's aware, so in this birthday card, we put a coupon for CJ's for a free donut, a coupon for a free custard at Culver's, which they both donate, and then the library gives us a little notepad. So, and then there's birthday confetti. So it's like a party in an envelope, and some of them don't like the birthday confetti, but I tell them they're not getting our card without the party. So, and so it's a really special way once a year to just celebrate our seniors. And this last year we sent out 1,012, I think it was. Anybody that's any senior over the age of 65 that's in our system gets one.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, 1,012. So, what's that?
I said, we didn't get any.
You guys better make sure you're in our system. So,
Well, I've mentioned it
you what?
before.
You what? I didn't hear what you just said.
She thinks she's in there, so she
Oh.
said double check the database.
Yeah,
She's
we
expecting
better
her
double
card this
check
year.
it. She's, where's your card? When's your birthday?
November 6th.
Okay. Lou,
July 10th.
you haven't got one either? Did you say July 25th?
Yeah.
Okay, let me write that down.
On July 10th.
Gunnar, do you get yours?
No, ma'am.
All right, now I gotta make a list.
Excuse me, I would respectfully ask, sending these cards out, is that not a violation of the Federal Privacy Act? And I am familiar with the Privacy Act. I have used it all the time before I retired.
Why would it be, whatever you just said?
The personal information provided, because you have these cards, you'll be putting personal information, you'll be getting birthday dates, sending them to people. Is that not a violation of the Privacy Act?
Well, it's not being disclosed.
Yeah, we're not, there's nothing on it. I mean, except for their name and address on the envelope. We
So
don't give out any
The
other.
PII, I believe, would be in the database that they house the names with, and as long as that's not being shared and being kept secure, I don't believe that's a violation of any personally identifiable information.
Yeah, because it's not public or anything.
Yeah, right, don't put the kibosh on it. They're throwing peanuts at you right now. No.
But great question.
Yeah, that is a great question. When is, do you mind sharing with us when your birthday is, or is,
I do.
okay, you do mind? Will you whisper it to me later?
I mind sharing the birthday, yes, I do.
Okay, okay, but maybe later, so that we can send you a card, or no?
I thank the supervisor, but first I don't need a card, and second I choose not to share my birthday.
Okay, not a problem at all, but
Oh.
thank you for sharing.
What's the procedure in terms of cleaning the list for seniors who
So,
receive that benefit?
the ones that come back to us, sometimes like when I'm going through the cards, I'll know like people that have moved or people that have passed. And so I'll pull those out and she'll change it in the system. But then they come back to us, and so then she changes it in the system and we just reuse the card for the next month. And so, it's quite a project. Quite a project. Okay, thank you, sir, very much.
Now,
So, where was I at? Annual report. We are going to, we're in the middle of doing staff evaluations. We'll be doing those before May 1. And then the office will be closed on Memorial Day, which is my birthday, for on May 27th. And then moving down into updates. This month, we had 39 screenings completed with residents, referring them to the appropriate programs. The services that we provided included 3 applications with Mother's Trust Foundation. 5 families were approved for emergency assistance, and we currently have 27 GA clients in the program. One of the things that we have decided, so we were working with Legacy Foundation to provide twice a month group, like a group session for the different general assistance clients, and had a powwow with my team, and we decided that that our case manager is going to start running those herself and doing that work. So we're gonna have a field trip down to Legacy Foundation so everybody can get a tour of their facility and see all the services that they provide, and just do a celebration and thank them for helping us to launch that program. So,
on May 27th now,
yes, sir.
the supervisor will be 21.
No, sir, I will be 60 and dang proud of it. See, right, I count every day, right? But thank you for saying that. Hopefully I act a little bit more mature than that.
There's always hope.
So just to remind everybody, Zion Township is now a SHIP site, a senior health insurance program. We had a resident, Phyllis, who is actually teaches art classes at the Park District, who became on her own a SHIP counselor and volunteered at the Township to do that work. So she will be at the Senior Resource Day tomorrow to give out information on that. The most recent Zion Quarterly has gone out in the beginning of April. It's looking
I think it was
gorgeous.
one of the best issues yet.
Why is that?
I like the format, it just seemed like the format was different.
Interesting. So Sandra, what was different about it then?
I wasn't stressed.
Yeah, that too. She's let go of the outcome. But I think a lot of the agencies are getting better at how they house the Spanish and English and different things, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, my only complaint was the black background and white ink, that's really hard to read.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. Any other comments about it? Cool. It has been really helpful, because like flipping through it, now when somebody like asks if we have a flyer for something, I'm like, wait, I can just find the quarterly and all of the different information from the agencies is right in there, so that's been really helpful. And then, like we said, tomorrow is the Zion Benton Senior Resource Day Expo from 9 until noon. This is the first year. Sandra, you want to share anything about it, about your baby?
We have 53 vendors. And it was, I think this one was my pleasure. I enjoyed working with it this year because I was able to release some of my control and allow Nayeli, our receptionist, to just take charge of the actual Zion Township table, where I could just focus on logistics. I had to turn away 6 vendors, but I was happy about this one. We set up today, and it was surprisingly just really good. I can't wait for tomorrow. And I actually had a vendor call today and said that her mother's been waiting all week for tomorrow.
Oh, really?
So-
Very cool. Well, and just to tout a little bit, so we had to turn away 6 vendors, and she already talked to the Park District to figure out a way to next year, how can we fit more vendors so that we don't have to turn people away? And so, and it'll be a matter of renting tables. They don't have enough tables to go further than that, but we can just rent some for the day, so.
Guys ever consider having it on separate days or multiple days?
No.
I know that's a lot of work.
That sounds like even more
But,
work.
yeah, to accommodate more vendors, you
Right.
don't have to turn people away.
What's that?
To accommodate more vendors, you
Oh,
don't have to turn
right.
people away.
Did you say the
Yeah.
problem was you needed more tables?
The Park District, we use up all their tables. They have 54 tables. Oh, you guys have
Borrow
tables.
tables from us.
There you go. Okay. That's an even better idea.
Yeah.
So, yep, Sandra's writing it down right now. It's not even far to carry them. Awesome, thank you. Okay, also underway is our 2024 summer work program. April 20th is the last day for people to get their name into the lottery. So for the township positions, it's 14 to 16-year-olds, but the program is 14 to 21-year-olds, I believe. Actually, I think I have it in here. So anyway, yeah, anybody can apply. It's our hope by expanding it to 14 through 16-year-olds that we get a solid 35 this year. The last few years, we've gotten 29, 30, that once they go through the wash of the kids that are in the community, we didn't have enough kids, so expanding it, that should help us, so. And then the program will be kicking off in June, and we're actually partnering, we're gonna do the parent orientation is going to be at New Tech, not New Tech, Zion Benton East now, but the youth training day, the first couple of days, we're actually gonna do that over at Grace Missionary Church. And so, that worked out good. Zinnia seeds are now available at Zion Township, Zion City Hall, the Zion Benton Library, the Park District, and Culvers. They're going quickly. There are so many people coming out to get zinnia seeds, so. Some of the seniors that I haven't seen in a long time have been stopping by, so it's been kind of fun to catch up with some people. So if you have a use for them, please do that. I have not heard yet from our state rep or state senator, but they did joint legislation to make Zion the zinnia capital of the state of Illinois. Unfortunately, they can only do it 1 year at a time, but they're willing, so I'm like, okay, we'll just make it a rolling thing, so. And then, oh, here it is. The American Bloom Advisors, they'll be here, they'll be arriving on July 22nd, touring on the 23rd and 24th, and then giving their evaluation, so. And then a couple other things, 2 things. One is on Thursday, they're doing the Mayor's Luncheon. Hopefully everybody knows about it down at Illinois Beach State Park. I spoke to Lynette Van Haverbeek, who, however you say her last name, and she's the one that's been coordinating it, and they've got over double what they've ever had before that are coming to it. She said people that have never been to anything like this are coming, so she's really excited about that. And at that event, they will be sharing new information about a Chamber of Commerce that is launching in the tri-community area, so excited about that. And then the other thing that we had City of Hope come in. They're doing their own wellness assessment. And so we had them come in and meet with our entire team. I shared my frustration with the tax situation, and that was recorded. And it was a really, really good conversation. And so we invited the 3 of the staff to come to hear the presentation that you guys have to offer on April 25th, so that we can kind of get everybody on the same page. So yeah, so we did that during staff meeting this last Wednesday. So I think that's it. Lou, when is the next? Is the food pantry this?
The 27th.
Yes. The 27th is the next food pantry. Is that the 20th? So yeah, the Jordan Park. You could just say it.
Zion Park District has been working to renovate some of the parks, so they have a ribbon cutting this Saturday at Jordan Park. That is Saturday, April 20th at 10 a.m., 4120 Franklin Court. For the longtime Zion residents, I believe Jordan Park is off of Lorelei. So they're gonna have a mini donut truck, and there's new inclusive and generational swings. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, so go out if you're available.
That'll be interesting.
Old music.
What's that?
That means old music.
Oh, is that what it is?
Right.
Good music.
A couple other things, on April 4th, Saturday, April 4th, we are doing the opening of the, what's that? I mean, May 4th, thank you, Laura. On May 4th, we're doing the opening of the Garden of Faith Community Garden behind Memorial United Methodist Church from 1 until 4 o'clock. Anybody that's interested in having a garden plot, it's $15 for the summer. And then on May 11th, we will be doing the cleaning up and opening of the butterfly and cut flower garden across from the train station. So, and then the other thing that we've got going on is on April 29th at 6 o'clock at Zion Township. We're having, calling all artists and people interested in beautifying Zion, just to have people come and share what they would do, what they're interested in, and see what kind of talent we have in the community to do some things so moving forward. So if any of you are interested in being at that, I'd love to have you there. So that's it. You got it, Salito? Good job. Thank you very much. We appreciate you filling in while Cheryl's gone. So, hearing, is there anything else? If nothing, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?